Now we're all highlighted.
Oh, this is the stage. Okay, and so I just exit off of these little stairs at the end.
Correct.
Okay.
So while you're on the stage, everybody can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay. And
Correct. Thank you.
microphone's on.
All right. Yeah, everyone, please turn your microphones on. The show will begin momentarily. You know, let's just start the show. Hey, everybody, clap it up for yourselves for coming out to the show tonight. Everybody, a long round of applause for comics tonight. We're gonna have a good time. Welcome to the Comedy Ting. My name is Khalid Rahman. I'm so excited you guys are here tonight. I have some of the best comics in the whole country. People who performed on late night television, people who are doing big things in the comedy space. We really appreciate you guys being here. We're raising money for a wonderful cause tonight, the Loveland Foundation. So please, if you can, donate what you can. Shout out to our folks who are watching with us over on Twitch. We got a bunch of people watching over there. Comedy Hub and Twitch. We really appreciate you. Really appreciate it, guys. You guys are killing it. Always coming through for us. I'd also this time like to let you know we're in this amazing environment provided by Metastar.tv. It's a great space. Make sure to explore it after the show. If you want to donate to help out our charity tonight, you can walk over to the little Venmo signs and stand on the Venmo signs and just click the letter X, and you'll be all set to donate. Thanks again for being here. Again, this is Comedy Ting. We do this show first Tuesday of every month, and it's a wonderful time. A lot's happening. A lot of things are happening right now. Obviously, folks are getting vaccinated. Make some noise if you got vaccinated. Who got vaccinated?
I did.
Yeah. I got vaccinated. It's a little awkward, though, telling people, I find. We need a system for that, right? We need a system to let people know we can hug them. My neighbor downstairs from me, my building, he found a great system. I hadn't seen this guy in over a year. He moved home for the pandemic, and he just walked up to me when he saw me leave my apartment and just goes, "Hey, nigga, I'm vaccinated. Give me a hug." And he just roped me. He just roped me into a bear hug. I was very, very pleased with that. It made me feel special, made me feel seen. Everyone should use that, except the white people. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. Make sure not to get butt whoops on my account. Thank you again, everyone who got their microphone and their camera on. Really appreciate seeing your smiles and faces. This is all we have right now. This is all we have on this night. So again, thank you again for being here. Thank you for turning those mics and cameras on. You are carrying the show, and really, really, really appreciate it. So, yes, Lauren, I see Mr. Toffee. I see Blake. Blake, if you can, turn your camera on. I see a bunch of people. Natalia's in the house. What's up, Natalia? Abby's in the house. What's up, Abby? Beth is in the house. Hey, Beth. Oh, my God, this is so awesome. Casey's here. This is going to be great. And then, of course, we got our folks over on Twitch. We got, let's see how many people we got on Twitch. I think we got like 100 and still people watching on Twitch. Shout out to them. We are on the move. We're getting vaccinated. I love that. It is awkward. I've been busying myself with a lot of celebrity news. I don't know about you guys. I'm a big celebrity news head. As we all know, the biggest news right now is that Bennifer is back together. I mean, who could have seen this coming? Bennifer is back together. They're making it happen after all this time. And I love that. It's so easy. People hate on them, but I love a good backslide. You gotta, every once in a while, you gotta backslide. It's so easy to hook up with an ex. Hooking up with an ex is like slipping on a comfortable old pair of shoes. Only sometimes the shoes give you gonorrhea. That's just what happens sometimes. 7 years ago, shoes give you gonorrhea. Too soon? Okay. Bennifer is back together. I'm enjoying that. I love that she's back together with this man after he got that terrible tattoo, which gives hope to everyone who has a terrible back tattoo of a dragon for some reason. Hopeful. Very hopeful for that. More news this week. We saw, of course, Friends reunion. The Friends back together again. Love to see it. Love a Friends reunion. I didn't like afterwards that everyone was picking on Matt LeBlanc just for looking like a normal older person. It's like, come on, man. I mean, the rest of these people look like Nosferatu, and he, he's just out here looking like an old dude who's rich. This is how you look when you're old and rich. Let's normalize letting yourself go when you're old and successful, okay? Tell you what, the second I become an old, successful comedian, I'm going to look like this. Your boy's going to be clumping it. That's what I'm doing. This is hashtag goals, as the kids would say. I'm hip. I'm young. I know what's going on. Yes. Oh, man. It's so good to see everybody here tonight. I want to play a game called Make Some Noise If. This is the fun game to play. Make some noise if. The title of the game, the instructions are right there, the title of the game. So it's going to be super easy. Okay, make some noise if, like me and my boy Matt LeBlanc, you also decided to grow your butt out during the pandemic. Make some noise. Make some noise. I gained about 20 pounds during the pandemic. I'm not mad about it. That's right. I am extra voluptuous. Yes. Easier to hug. I love it. Okay, make some noise if you worked out one time during the pandemic and ended up thinking you looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. You did 2 push-ups and you thought you was looking good. You thought you was looking like Vin Diesel. Make some noise. All right. A couple people. Make some noise if, like me, you did not read one book during the pandemic, but you saw every episode of Tiger King. Make some noise. Make some noise if you are also actively dumber because of this experience. Your boy is out here struggling. I can no longer read, is what I'm telling you guys. I can't read. And I'm just watching Tiger King. That's what I'm doing to pass the time. I'm excited for this show. I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen. I'm going to bring some of the best comedians in the whole country to the stage. Y'all are going to go crazy, make all the noise in the world for them. You're going to put your cameras on, you put your microphones on. We're going to have a good time tonight. Does that sound good? Make some noise. Yes. Our first comic coming to the stage. Truly one of my favorite people, one of my favorite comedians. You might have seen him on The Tonight Show. Start making some noise for the hilarious Monroe Martin, everybody.
That's loud. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wow. I was ready to play the video game. Let's go through these. Let's bomb. I'm glad I can contribute to help get Black women therapy, because I know a lot of Black women that need it. Is that offensive? What? I got a mom and sister. I spoke to them before. How do I sign them up? They got issues. Instead of therapy, they just take vacation. I'm like, what are you vacationing from? What? From fucking everybody life up? That's what you want to do? You need a break? I'm afraid of therapy, right? Because I went to therapy when I was younger, and they never worked on the issues that you came there for. My mom was on drugs, my dad was in and out of prison, but yet I was in therapy for ADHD. I'm like, word? Where is that what you want to talk about? We want to know why you're not doing well in school. I was like, really? I can't focus because my family's fucked up. It has nothing to do with a learning disability, nigga. I got a life disability. I guess I'm more afraid of letting people help, because I feel like people don't know how to help most of the time. They just their solution is dumb. Like when I was in school, the kids who were failing classes, they were like, we should bring them into the breakfast program because they can't focus because they don't eat Pop-Tarts in the morning. Like, word, that's the thing. It's that's going to fix my problem, Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. Here you go. Get to school early so you can get some sugar. I don't know, man. I don't want to fix my issues. I don't want to fix my depression, because depression, honestly, is some of the best sleep I ever get. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. People always shit on depression. They be like, depression, you should talk to your friends. It's like, depression, sometimes you'll catch up on sleep. You ever go through 6 REM cycles? That's depression. I think we need to rebrand that shit. I think we should put depression in the pill form. It's you need a good night's sleep? Try sadness. Try depression. Just change the name to depression. I don't know, man. I'm supposed to be timing myself. I'm gonna do that right now. I forgot. I read directions later, yo, because reading makes me sleepy, so I just avoid it. Even reading menus, you know what I mean? I'm just I just look for the shit that I'm used to. I'm like, let me get the chicken tenders and the French fries. They're like, sir, this is a French restaurant. It's like, well, you don't got French fries and chicken tenders? Let me see what issues I want to work on, since this is to support Black people. I reconnected with my dad before the pandemic. Shouldn't have did that. It was pointless, because we don't have a relationship now. It's why did I bring you back into my life if we weren't going to continue this relationship? You know what I mean? Just like Khaled was talking about Bennifer, I feel like that's what my dad was trying to do. He was trying to get the band back together. I really think that he he's just trying to rile up and like gather all his kids so his funeral's not empty. I mean, like if your parent was out of your life and they're back, they just need you at their funeral. That's it. They should just be honest. They'll be like, look, man, shit, I don't want to show up and nobody be there. I wronged a lot of people. Yeah. My dad hit me up on what is that, Facebook, because that's what old people use. Hit me up on Facebook. He's like, hey man, I've been looking for you. That's not true though. Like, don't start this off on a lie. Like, if you want to rebuild, let's start with the truth. You haven't been looking for me because we have the same name. How hard are you looking? You ain't never Google yourself. You don't got Google Alert set up to see who talking shit on the internet. He did. This is what he did that pissed me off, and this is why people probably think I need therapy, because I make like a mountain out of a molehill, right? So my dad sent me a clip of me performing, and he was like, "Yo, you get this comedy thing from me," and he was very proud to say that. But to me, that's fucked up because I don't even know you. I don't know what I get from you, but how dare you start claiming shit? Like, at least let me see you funny first. Like, tell me a joke. Like, send me a clip. If you think I get my humor from you, send me a clip. Because honestly, I get my sense of humor from my mom, because I have a very dark, twisted sense of humor. And as for my mom used to do this thing when we were young to get attention. She used to send like me and my sister suicide text messages. Like, she used to be like, y'all don't love me no more. Y'all don't talk to me no more. And then she was like, I'm ending it. And then we would panic. But then as life went on, you start getting desensitized to them texts, because like you start saying, after somebody says they're going to commit suicide, then you see their little ellipses bubbles pop up. It was like, when are you going to do this shit? Are you going to do it now? Or like, do we got to wait for this next sentence to come out? She did that for Love and Affection, where all she had to do was take us to Six Flags. Like, it's not that hard to win your kids' affection. Like, you don't got to threaten us with death, because we're smart enough to go, well, hopefully you got a life insurance policy set up, or we gonna get some money out of this. But take us to the zoo every once in a while. Buy us a puppy. There's so much shit you can do for our love and affection. Thank you for laughing at this shit. But yeah, man, I think this is fucked up to claim a trait when you're not even there to see how that trait like developed in that kid. Because I'm like, look, if you're going to start claiming shit for your side of the family, you got to take some shit I don't like about myself. Let's do that. Like, you going to take comedy? Got to take these flat feet. Got to take the sciatica. Got to take this anxiety and depression. You got to take something else, motherfucker. This is like one of those buffets that, like, with the sneeze guard and everything, you just get two sides and the main. That's what you got to do. If you want comedy, pick two more sides to go with comedy. You want comedy, you got to take these rib tips and this broccoli that no one eats. Like, how this felt. Like, the most I know about my dad is he was in and out of prison for a huge part of my life. So I don't see how comedy could be a part of his. Like, what are you, the funniest person on Cell Block D? Like, how is that working out for you? What are they like? Hey, don't rape Monroe in the shower. He hilarious. Like, is that like how you stay safe?
Oh, wow.
Who said wow? I like when people do that. I reconnected with my dad in DC. I actually went to go meet him. I didn't want to, but like the universe aligned, and a friend of mine was shooting a special, so a bunch of comics, we went down there to support him. So I was there. I invited my dad out. I was like, yo, you should come to the show. It was going to be great. He didn't show up, but he didn't. I didn't expect him to. Like, I was just like, I'm going to just do this to be nice. But he didn't show up, but he did call me and was like, yo, I'm so sorry I didn't show up. I was stuck at work, but let's get breakfast the next day. And I'm like, I'm already going to be out with my friends at a diner. And he was like, say no more, I'll be there. And I was like, I didn't give you any information. And yes, you didn't hear I was at a diner. But guess what? He found that diner. He showed up. Maybe there is just the diner for deadbeat dads to reconnect with their family members. Like, maybe it was like, oh, you going to the diner? Yeah. It was like, oh, man, tell your son to say hi. So this dude shows up. He has a date with him, which throws me off. Yeah, he has a date. I didn't know reconnecting with your loved one was romantic. I didn't know that's what get the draws off. He was like, oh, you want to see something sexy? Watch me be responsible. My dad, he gives me a hug and a kiss, but he forced that kiss because I didn't ask for it. Like he like kissed me on my forehead, and I'm taller than him, so it's just like this weird feeling. You see this man like get up on the balls of his feet, just to land one on my forehead. Oh my goddamn! And his lips were chapped. I was like, you weren't even prepared for this moment. I'm gonna bring these ashy ass lips to my face. You see how moisturized this shit is? How dare you? He left a piece of little dead skin on my face. I was about to, like a little piece right here. I was about to flick it. My phone was like, no, souvenir, baby. Keep that shit. My dad orders food. He orders food for him and his lady. And then while we're all eating, he starts crying, which is weird because like nobody said shit for him to like break out into tears. He just like got emotional. It was like, I'm proud of you. And to me, I just took that the wrong way because I'm like, you're not proud. You're surprised. That's it. Like, you're not proud that I made something of myself. You're surprised that I made something of myself. And I'm petty too. So like, as he's crying, there's two emotions going through me. The first emotion is that like, yo, I'm grown. Like like everything worked out. Maybe this was the Lord's way. And then that second part of me was like, yeah, motherfucker, cry. Like I wanted to take his tears and rub them on my gums like cocaine. Just like, yeah, that's the pure shit. You know? I don't want to run a light, but y'all have been fun. I appreciate y'all letting me rock out.
Woo-woo.
Give it up for Monroe. Everybody, so funny. Check out Monroe. He performs all over the city, every comedy club. He's touring the nation. We're so excited to have him. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, if you have it, and you can jump on that Venmo button down there in the showroom here. Hit the letter X, and you can donate to the Loveland Foundation. Great organization, doing great things for people of color, focusing on women and girls. If you're watching on Twitch, we appreciate your donations as well. You can donate on Venmo at comedy-ting or on PayPal at thecomedyting at gmail.com. And all of our donations will be donated in one big lump sum to the Loveland Foundation within the next 2 days. Thank you guys again for being here. Our next comic, so goddamn funny, and one of my favorite people as well in the New York comedy scene. She's freaking hilarious. She is starting a show very soon that is going to be a hilarious show about infertility struggles, which is amazing. I'm so excited to see it. Start clapping right now for the hilarious Casey Balsham.
Hey guys, how are you? I got really excited for Monroe. I really want to see that sketch, Deadbeat Dad Diner. I feel like we could really make that happen. I think if you guys donate enough money, we can make Monroe make Deadbeat Dad Diner a fucking sketch. I love it. I am happy to be here, you guys. It's nice to see faces. I hope people are drinking at home or wherever I hope you're drinking wherever you are, as long as you're just not in a car. Because I have to say, I very much enjoyed being able to be at a bar again with drunk strangers. You know, I didn't think that that's what I was going to miss the most, but sure enough, it's people making bad decisions. You know, I got drunk every night at my house by myself, but it just doesn't hit the same as waking up with regrets. You know. like I want to look at my account and be like, oh my God, $100. What did I do? You know? I want bruises the next morning. I want fucking bruises. I want to look at my phone and be like, oh my God, a cab and an Uber. Oh, someone's got some splaining to do. You know? And it's usually my Uber driver. He's like, get out. You're here. I'm like, no, you tell me where you live. You know, they don't like when you flip the switch. They're not into that game. I'm doing a show coming up about infertility. It's a crazy thing. It has affected me, which is crazy. It's crazy because like I was one of those people that wanted like 10 babies. Like I wanted to be a freaking Duggar. Like I was like, I don't care. I will stretch my vagina like a fucking pizza being thrown up. Like I want every single baby that the Lord will give me. And I'm not even religious. You know what I mean? Like I was like, stretch that shit like fucking cheese in a grilled cheese commercial. Like, give me all the babies. But no, I don't have any babies. My little sister just had a baby though. I'm fine. I'm fine. But I got to watch him being born, which you know people say is beautiful, and it was pretty gross. I do have to tell you, it was. I mean, like so much more comes out of there than a baby. There was a purse and a jump rope, and I was like, okay, you're rubbing it in now. Like I get it. I get it. You're pregnant, you know. But I love my nephew. My nephew is adorable. He's so cute. But I do think here's the thing I think about babies. I think that they should not be breastfed and anything besides naked or in pajamas. My sister was breastfeeding my nephew in flannel and jeans the other day, and I was like, "No, you look like you have a tiny plumber attached to your tit. Like this is like none of this works for me." It's like, "Yeah, drink up, kid. You got a union meeting. You're late. We need all the bodies we can get." You know, I'm like, Jesus. And then I'm like, you know, I'm screaming, "Take the clothes off the baby," and then that also is like problematic. But no, so we're working on the baby thing because I got married during the quarantine. So it worked. I was like, thank you so much. Yeah, I did want to lock it down. We had been dating for 6.5 years. So I was getting pretty pissed. I was pretty pissed. You know, I was like, it's time, pal. What do I got to eat to get you to lock it down? And then somebody was like, a bat. Just kidding. But we got married. It took him so long to propose that by the time he did, he offered me the ring. He's like, "Will you marry me?" And I just laughed in his face and said, "August 2nd, 2020, here's your invitation." You know, like I had already booked a venue. This is New York City. And the quarantine has been interesting with him because I started farting in front of him. #brave. Thank you so much. Well, where was I going to go? Where was I going to go? You know, and he's actually pretty cool. He doesn't mind that I fart in front of him. He just doesn't like that I make eye contact with him when I do it. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" And he's like, "Of course you're sitting on me." I'm like, "Well, sorry." You know, I'm like, "Well, we're married now for what's mine is yours." He's like, "Please stop doing this." He's like, "I want a divorce really badly." But it is crazy. So yeah, so we're working on the baby thing, which is really crazy because people act like it's very easy to get pregnant, and it's really not. Like truly and honestly, like people act like they're like, "No, you can get pregnant. You just go to prom." And I'm like, "Well, I'm too old." They kicked me out immediately, you know, especially with homeschooling. With homeschooling, it's just me like knocking on doors being like, "I heard your son is the quarterback. Can I fuck him?" And they're like, "You can't. No, please. Please don't." But it's also crazy, like when I think about like how hard it is to get pregnant, and then I think about these crazy laws that are happening in like Texas and Alabama where they're like banning abortions, and I'm like, how many people are getting pregnant over there? And then my second thought is like, oh my God, do I need to go to Texas for like a destination pregnancy? You know, like a bachelorette party. I just take a bunch of little like penis straws and just fill them with sperm. I don't know. I'm trying. Every time my husband comes, I yell, "Go Aggies," or whatever the Texas team is. So we'll see. Right. Working through the abortion law jokes. So thanks for being here. Twitch, what do you think? All right. I'm sure the Twitch stream is going crazy over that joke. No, but it is crazy. Like it's honestly, it's weird. You know, when you're trying to get pregnant, people say a lot of things to you and they're trying to be very helpful. You know, they'll say things like, "You're a warrior, find your tribe." And I'm like, well, I want to have a baby, not open a casino. But thank you so much for your words. Or they say things that are crazy. They'll be like, "Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. You know, just stop thinking about it. Just don't think about it." it. And I'm like, that okay, that's nice information, but I'm also a woman and I've been told to think about nothing else since I'm 13, you know? Like truly my entire life, they've been like, don't get pregnant. If you want a career, don't have a baby. Don't even look at a dick. You want pregnancy in your eyes? If you brush up against a penis, you're going to get pregnant in your hands. Don't think about it. Like, and then now they're telling me don't think about it. I'm like, okay, once a month, my body tells me to think about it. Once a month, my body's like, oh, you're not pregnant? Think about it. You're not pregnant? Shove this up there. It's like, but sure, I'll try. I do want to be, I do want a kid. They just seem fun, but I do think we're giving kids a fucked up world right now because I think that we gave them TikTok, and I think it's just we literally gave children full length. We gave them editing software. Do you guys understand? Like the children are not communicating. They're just doing choreo. It's bizarre. Like they don't know how to have conversations. They only dance. It's like crazy. And TikTok is teaching children a level of confidence I don't think they deserve to have. Do you agree? They're dancing in crop tops. I'm like, I didn't dance in public till I was 33. This isn't fair. Like, where do you get off? You're 11. You know, like, do you know you're wearing, like, you've never had to go through low-rise jeans. You don't get to be this confident. Okay. Like, you've never had the level of humility my people had. What are we, millennials? Do you know who put the pants up? You know who covered the fupa for you? That was us. All right. That was me. Do you know who put the avocado on the fucking toast? That was us. You are so ungrateful. You're like, don't part your hair like that. Ew, look at your jeans. Fuck you. We made this world for you. We did this so that you could go on TikTok and do a dumbass dance. But I just think they're not learning how to talk. Do you know? Like, we're going to have people in job interviews like 10 years from now, and people are going to be like, oh, what's your biggest asset? And they're going to be like, I'm a savage. And you're like, no, stop. No, this is not, you cannot do that. I think this younger generation, this is my new favorite thing to do with girls in their 20s. Do you guys know that if you hold a camera on them long enough, they'll just start doing tricks? They don't know how to stop moving. They'll be like, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? I'll be like, no, you gotta, you gotta run into traffic. Just run into traffic. And they'll be like, okay, here we go. Did you get it? Did you get it? And I'll be like, no, you gotta get hit by the car. And they'll be like, okay, did you get it? I'll be like, yeah, I got it, but we're gonna have to put a filter on it. You're bleeding pretty profusely from the eyeballs, you know? My favorite thing. People in their 20s have done something weird because they've convinced us all that White Claw is delicious, and I'm here to tell you that it's fucking gross. Do you guys know White Claw is not good? It's so crazy. People in their 20s are like, no, it's good. It's the drink of the summer. And it's like, I just, here's the thing, is that people in their 20s are also eating ass. You understand? So, like, why are we trusting them with anything taste bud wise? You know, like they put ass on the food pyramid. Like, people were mad about kale, and I'm like, but that's not a taint, you know? So crazy. My mom is my mom's name is Barb, by the way. If anything in my life makes sense, is that I was raised by a woman named Barb. Truly and honestly, like, being raised by a woman named Barb is like being raised by the sound. Like, it's just, she's a spilled margarita come to life. If, like, you ever wondered what like an alcoholic drink would be as a mother, find a woman named Barb and just have her take you out for like an hour. She's always also like, Barb's the kind of person who has to go to Rite Aid every day. Is that just like a general mom thing? Every time I talk to her, she's at Wells Fargo or at CVS every day of her life. I'm like, didn't make a list, bitch. Just make a fucking list. I don't understand. But my mom doesn't understand that that I'm her daughter. So I make fun of her and I give her shit, you know, and she hits back super personal. Like, she doesn't get that it's just like a back and forth, like a fun back and forth. So like, when I make fun of her, I'll be like, oh, Barb, cool haircut. And she's like, remember when you were in high school and you tried to kill yourself? And I'm like, whoa. we're not doing the same thing here, you know? I'll be like, cool pants. She's like, you've had a mustache since you were 7. Ugh. And I'm like, all right, we're not joking the same, lady. We're not doing the same thing. I want to tell you guys, let me see one more thing. Oh, one more thing. Let's see. Let's end with a good old dirty joke. Sound good? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I thank you, one enthusiastic yeah. Do it. Talk about your butthole. I don't know if that's what your thought was, but in my head, that's what it was. So I miss. Here's the thing. A lot of people think it's very degrading to get airdropped strangers' dick pics, but not me. I feel chosen. I really, when you're married and you see the same one, it's fun to have some variety. So it's like I said, I feel chosen. I'm already Jewish, so it's just like, oh my God, this is so many blessings. I'm chosen all over the place. But I got here's just a general PSA for dick pic droppers. You don't have to put anything next to it. Like, you don't need a remote control next to it to show. Like, we get it. We know they go big, small, up, down. Like, we understand, you know. Like, a gentleman sent me a dick pic with a remote control one time, and I felt like it was just bragging more because he's like, and I have cable. You know, it's just like, all right, dude, like, you know, relax. It's a Roku remote. You know, I'm not impressed. Woo! Going off on a Roku joke ending. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you all have a great rest of your night. We'll see ya.
Yeah, give it up for Casey Balsham. Huge shout out. We got some donations coming in. Huge shout out to Emily for donating. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I counted it up, and we have 95 people watching, actually 85 people watching the show right now. If everyone gives $1, just $1 for just $1 a day, if everyone gives $1, we can donate at least $85 to the Loveland Foundation. People on Twitch, I really appreciate you guys. If you can step up $1, that's Venmo, that's at comedy-ting. We're going to keep this comedy train moving. Our next comic is so funny. He is one of my favorite people, and also one of the funniest people working in the city right now. He's an amazing show called Comb Over Comedy out in Long Island City. So I'll clap right now for the hilarious Mahesh Katagi, everybody.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. Good to be here. I am exhausted right now. My wife just had a baby. Oh, thank you. I didn't even tell you if it was mine or not, but I appreciate the confidence. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's mine. Well, I guess we'll find out in a few years if he's taller than 5'7", and then we'll have some questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm just excited. My son's grown up in New York because New York is a very diverse place. I didn't grow up in New York. I grew up in Texas in the 90s. Not very diverse. We were the only Indian family there. And like, here's how crazy it was. My first job, it was just me and one other Indian person. And they got both of us confused the entire time I worked there. Which sounds really bad, right? But the thing is, we didn't look anything alike. I'm 5'7" and I have a beard. The other guy was a woman. I had to learn a lot. I had to learn a lot with pregnancy stuff. Here's something I learned. Pregnancy cravings are very real. Do you know how many times I had to go to McDonald's at 2:00 in the morning and then eat it in secret and get home before my wife found out I left? Hey, 2-for-1 apple pies. Can't go wrong with that. It was 9 months of that. It was 9 months of being questionable. It was 9 months of being questionably supportive. It's 9 months to have a baby. Guys, it's 2021. When is biology going to catch up to Amazon Prime? 9 months? I'm a Prime member. Let's get that kid here tomorrow. On the expedited shipping. The only problem is, if kids did come in 2 days, 2 days is not a lot of time. 2 days is the amount of time you could change your mind. You know what I'm saying? Imagine you change your mind and now you don't want it anymore. You can't admit that to anyone. You can't have that conversation. Now you're on the phone with the return people at Amazon. You're trying to come up with an excuse why you don't want it. You're like, that's not the color I was expecting. A white baby. I don't even know any white people. I'm trying to get into shape. I'm trying to avoid the dad bod because I don't know if you remember this, but last summer, the comedian and actor Kumail Nanjiani from Silicon Valley on HBO got ripped out of his mind. He got in like the absolute best shape humanly possible. He ruined it for brown guys everywhere. He ruined it for us. I've been telling my wife this thing is genetic. She's like, don't you guys have the same genes? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he dieted and exercised. I didn't know you're supposed to do both of those things. I thought you just picked one or the other. I didn't know you have to do both of those things. Like, the scary thing for me is that I know, like, I'm an actor too, and I know Hollywood's very superficial, and I know what they're going to do. They're just going to keep all the old Indian stereotypes, but now they're just going to throw this one in there. So now I'm going to have to be ripped for absolutely no reason at all. Like, I'll be like, okay, we've got a great role for you, okay? You're going to be playing a 7-Eleven cashier. Hold on. There is a twist. So there is a twist. You have no shirt. No shirt. Where does the name tag go? It doesn't matter. Just don't cover your nose. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Put it wherever you want. I've been thinking about what kind of a parent I want to be. I definitely don't want to be a typical like Indian parent, like super type A. Like I have friends that have had kids in the past few years, and they're like, "Oh, they got to go to an Ivy League school. They got to do this. They got to do that." I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I don't even care if my kid goes to college or not. Right? The only thing I care about is that I do not want him to go to Harvard. Because it is almost impossible to tell somebody you went to Harvard without sounding like a total asshole. When I was at Harvard, like you could even say the nicest thing in the world. You're like, when I was at Harvard, I found a way to bring clean water to underprivileged. Ooh, we get it. You went to Harvard. Stop bragging. Like you could even say something really tragic. Like you could be like, well, when I was at Harvard, I developed a crippling methamphetamine addiction. Like, oh, we get it. You went to Harvard. Stop. Did you not hear about my crippling methamphetamine addiction? It's like, yes, we get it. Your dad had a meth lab. His dad had a meth lab. His dad had a meth lab. We get it. We can't all be born with silver spoons in our mouths, okay? I don't know. My wife and I, we met the old-fashioned way. We met online on Tinder. And the whole time I was doing the online dating thing, I was like, I wanted to make my own website. Like I wanted to make my own version of Tinder. Like I want to make an Indian version. Like it would be exactly the same though, but instead of opening up a chat room between like you and the girl, it would just open up a chat room between your parents and the girl's parents, and then you guys are just automatically married. I called it Tindia. I don't know. I'm happy things are opening up again. I did not like the quarantine. I didn't like it mainly because I'm a germaphobe. That was terrible. Germaphobe, quarantine, pandemic did not mix very well. Okay. The only good thing about it is that I've been Lysoling all my groceries and shit. I'm like, oh, this is what you want me to do? I can do that. Wait, I'm also kind of an introvert. Like, so when they were like, try to avoid people. I was like, avoid people? I could do that. I've been doing that my whole life. This is so much better than an in-person comedy show because I don't have to talk to anybody after this. I'm just out. I'm gone. The best thing, though, about the pandemic for me, I think, was that I didn't have to take any Ubers or Lyfts or anything like that, right? Because, like, I'm an introvert. I don't like making conversations. Like, all these guys want to have conversations with you all the time. Like, I started missing, like, old immigrant taxi drivers because they never want to talk to you. They act like you don't exist. Have you ever gotten in a taxi in New York? It's like an old immigrant taxi driver. They're like, 34th and Madison, please. They don't even say anything. They just look at you in the rearview mirror like judging your life decisions. And then they're gone. They're there. You're at the destination. If anything, they act like you're not there. They just have conversations with their relatives. Do you know how many times I've had to pretend that I didn't speak Hindi so I could eavesdrop on all of those conversations? Like nowadays, I have to pretend like I don't speak English to get out of conversations. Like I took it so far as one time. I'm not a confrontational person at all, right? Like I won't be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to have a conversation. But what I will do is I will take my headphones out and put them in my ear and pretend like I'm listening to music. And I guess this is how I think people listen to music in the real world. I did that one time in this Uber, and the driver started talking to me, and he looked up at me. He looked in the mirror, he pointed to the ears, did a thumbs up, and then proceeded to talk louder. It's not the volume of the conversation I have an issue with. I just don't like talking. I was like, you know what? I feel like headphones in my ear should be a universal sign that I don't want to have a conversation with you. Kind of like, you guys remember going to bars and like you start hitting on somebody and you notice they got like an engagement ring on? That's also a universal sign that you got to bring your A game. It's like, are we really or what? Hey, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Khaled. This is a great organization. Please donate. My name is Mahesh Katagi. Have a good rest of your night.
Yeah. Mahesh Katagi, everybody. So funny. We're going to keep this comedy train moving right along. Our next comic, you've seen her on Comedy Central. She's so funny. She writes for the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'm probably saying that wrong. I think it's Maisel. I'm sure I'm not the 800th people to get that wrong. 800th person to get that wrong today. She's hysterical. She has an upcoming show at Union Hall here in Brooklyn. Oh God, an hour about abortion. Star clapper right now for the hilarious Allison Libby, everybody.
Hello. Is this working? Am I doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I'm not good. Like video games like stress me out because like I stopped like playing. I don't play video games, and the last time I played like computer games, like I used to play like Sim City and like Sim Tower. I like play those games. I remember my mom be like, "It's time for dinner," and I'm like, "Mom, I'm not coming down for dinner. I'm figuring out elevator bays, playing landlord." Like what? So it's very, I don't know. And I mostly played Dr. Mario because that's how I know how to clear a line of pills. I do love Tetris. Okay, let's see what we're talking about here. I'm sorry. I had a weird pandemic. I mean, nobody's was good. I had spine surgery about halfway through because I was like, this is too easy. So I was like, why don't I have a bunch of metal implanted in my spinal column forever? That seems like a fun thing to do while there's a raging global pandemic. So it went really well. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. But there is a hiccup, and that's that my surgeon is hot. Has anyone had a hot doctor? It's terrible. Like this I was like, I can't like whenever I see him, I'm like, does my scar make me look thin? Like it's a fucking mess. So like the surgery went well, and I kind of like in the I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and like you're really in and out of consciousness when you're recovering. I went for my appointment to like follow up, and he was like it was like when it was snowing, so he showed up in like boots, jeans, a button down, and a sweater over it, and I was like, sir, you're gonna have to put on a lab coat. This isn't a wine bar. Like I can't. He's like, oh, my wife, and I'm like, I get it, you're married. But we were talking at the follow-up appointment, and he was like, oh, we talked about this when we were at the hospital. I don't know if you remember though, because you were like still like coming out of anesthesia. And I was like, oh, I don't remember that conversation at all. Like, what did I say to this man? I used to have the Sunday scaries after having like 6 vodka sodas and being like, who did I ask to come home to my apartment? Now the anesthesia anxiety is so much worse. It's so much worse. I said to him, I am so worried. Every time I go back, I'm like, this is a mess. Something's wrong. I've obviously been on the internet for 15 months straight, or years, whatever. The viral food videos are getting like a little out of hand. Like they all look like every viral food video I see looks like the middle of a complete mental breakdown. Like if I walked into my friend's home and she had smothered nacho cheese all over her kitchen island, I'd be like, we're going to a hospital. Like that's not, you're not cooking. You're probably trying to kill yourself. Like this is not safe. I'm glad to be doing this show online right now because like I've been doing some shows around town and I found that I am not in subway shape anymore. I don't know if I can start taking the G train again because if I transfer to the L, I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. Like in shape I needed to be to like be a little bit drunk running up and down 9 flights of stairs at full speed. Like I have nothing but respect for what my body used to be able to do. It no longer can. I'm like, I'll just take the next one. I have truly nowhere to be. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm never gonna run to a train again, I feel. All of the men that want to go to space are terrible. Like space is super dumb. And like, of course, the worst people on Earth are like, and like, it's so cold, you know, we're already cold with the AC down here. I hate those men and I hate space. I just think space is like, how dare you go to space when we have only figured out what's in 10% of the ocean? Like, don't you go to space. Figure out what's in the sea and get back to me. Because there's some weird shit going on down there. So Casey was talking about her infertility troubles. I have the opposite, obviously, from the title of the 1 hour show is like, I got pregnant too easily and way too late in my life for it to be okay. I had an abortion 2 years ago. So I'm still trying to lose the no baby. I'm still trying to get this baby body back. It's crazy. Sorry, we're transitioning into abortion material. That's a different document. Obviously, I got pregnant because I wasn't on birth control and I slept with a loser. Like, there are so many men I would have happily trapped into having a family with me. This was not one of them. I've had sex with guys with jobs. He wasn't it. You know? I'm like, who's going to pay for this? Me? Like, but I know, like, I wasn't on birth control. I'm not on any hormonal. I'm not on birth control at all. I used to be on hormonal birth control when I was a teenager. And I haven't really been since. And it's like I can tell that we still don't respect women or care about what happens to them by the way that we name birth control medications. Like all medication names and like pharmaceutical names are already just like insane, like Scrabble tile nightmares of like, these letters don't ever occur together in our language. But I feel like I was watching TV the other day and there was an ad for a new form of birth control and it like, the ad starts was like, hey ladies. And it's like, stop it. Don't hey ladies me. This isn't an unboxing video. We're talking about health. And it was like, did you know that there hasn't been a new form of female birth control in decades? And I was like, yeah, I of course know that. I'm a woman who has to navigate her reproductive health. Like, what are you talking about? No shit. They don't make new stuff for us unless it's poison we put in our foreheads to look young. And they said the name of the drug, and the name of this birth control is Phexxi, Phexxi. Like Fex. I'm sorry, Phexxi does not. I can't take Phexxi seriously. Like Viagra sounds like one of the natural wonders of the world. Phexxi sounds like a girl in middle school who bullied me and wore blue eyeliner. You know, it's like I feel like Phexxi got together with like Morena and Kylina and was like, let's leave her out of this. And it's like, they're IUDs for the women in the audience that knew. And men are like, oh, what? I used to be on Yaz in high school. So Yaz Queen, I did get a blood clot. So fuck that shit. I forgot to start my timer. So I feel like I might be closing in on the end here. I'll do one more fun abortion thing, and then we can get out of here. Super fun abortion stuff. I had my abortion at Planned Parenthood in Soho because I'm a fancy bitch, and I was super busy. So I got it. Like, I was afraid of going to Planned Parenthood and like having the experience of being harassed or bothered by protesters. And there were protesters at Planned Parenthood when I went, but it was just 4 old Catholic people across the street wearing wool in June. And I was like, what am I listening to you guys? Like, you have to have a better sales strategy here. You're not convincing anybody that you know how to live your life. There is a much more menacing force outside of Planned Parenthood in Soho, and that is that directly across the street from that Planned Parenthood, there is a luxury maternity wear store called Hatch. Mike Pence? Like, what on earth? Like, why does that get to be that? Like, it did, like, you know, you look in the window, they sell like, you know, sun hats and like rompers, and you're like, it's just like, do you want to get your life back or to be a mummy influencer? I'm like, well, it is compelling to think about that. I just think that, like, if Hatch is allowed to have a store window that faces Planned Parenthood with a $400 linen jumpsuit in it, I feel like Planned Parenthood should be allowed to have a window that faces Hatch, and it's just like the jeans you already own. You just keep your body. It's amazing. Come get an abortion. All right, I'm going to end on come get an abortion because that feels like kind of the right vibe for me. But this has been so fun. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yeah, one more time for Allison Libby, everybody. So funny. Make sure to check out Allison's show, Oh God, an hour about abortion, coming up in Brooklyn here at Union Hall this summer. Going to be hilarious. We just got 3 more donations. Oh my God, that's amazing. Everyone, thank you so much. We are almost at $60 in donations. If we can get a few more people, we want to get to 100. That would be amazing. If you got $5, if you got $1, again, if everyone who's watching gives $1, we'll be over 100 after this point. Our next comic, oh my God, our last comic of the evening, again, a true joy to watch. You see them on Comedy Central, you see them on Jimmy Kimmel. Start clapping right now for the hilarious Casey James Delanjo.
Hey, how are ya? I just want to walk my guy around here. I don't have Johnny jokes. Look at him go. This is fun as fuck. Hey, what the hell is going on here, Chloe? This is so strange. I thought this would be a Zoom show. I'm in some kind of RPG game. This is very fun. Thanks for having me. How you doing, folks? Michael, can I hit people?
No.
Fuck off my stage, Michael. I want to go in the crowd. Natalia, I'm gonna eat you across body off the stage. I'm sorry. I have ADD. This is too much for me to. There's a library over here. Can I play that piano? You can't just throw me into this and tell me to go good. All I've been doing is playing video games for a year, and now I'm supposed to. Hey, Leif! There's Leif right there. I'm gonna drop kick your ass, buddy. Get over here. Hey, Leif. Get up here, you son of a. All right, yeah. I'm gonna Pac-Man your ass. All right. Anyway, all right. Get off. My time. I've been playing video games. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption. Anyone play that?
Yeah.
No? My guy just got tuberculosis, so it's made me honestly deeply depressed. This is the closest connection I've had all year, and I just got tuberculosis. And apparently they didn't have a cure for it back then. So my life's falling apart, dude. Anyway, everyone's talking about fertility. I got my sperm tested. That's right. Come on, where are the fellas getting your sperm tested at? Huh? Come on, Blake. Your sperm tested? It's pretty cool. It's not as cool as you think. That's what I thought. When you see it in the movies, I thought maybe like a velvet room and there's like old porno magazines and you really take yourself out to lunch. But this was just like a cold hospital. This is just a cold hospital. And they gave me a cup, and they're like, bring that back in a few hours. And when I was staying with, this is like 10 years ago, I was staying with my girlfriend at the time's family. And I was like, I thought I did it here. They're like, you thought you did it here? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay, hold on a second. And the lady went to talk to someone, and she's like, all right, follow me this way. And they just took me to the doctor's bathroom. So I don't know if you tried to masturbate while you heard doctors outside being like, I don't think he's going to make it. Not the sexiest situation. Anyway, they told me I have lazy sperm. I was like, that can't be a medical term. They're like, yep, your sperm's just like, I can't be. I can't be fertilizing it. I'm just gonna, maybe tomorrow, you know. You got lazy sperm, they said. They actually said I have a pituitary gland issue where my cum might not work, and I'm gonna grow forever until I'm dead. Huh? That's pretty cool. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I was like, hold on, doc. You're telling me I'm just gonna keep getting taller? I can't get ladies pregnant. What do they call this? Pussy slayer disease? Come on. Come on. What are the other symptoms? A leather jacket and a Camaro? Hell yeah, brother. Just joking. I will die soon. But it'll be cool. It's cool. I do keep growing. It's very strange. My body hurts all the time. But it's great to be here with you guys. I also forget to time myself. It's too fun playing in here. I've been married right before quarantine. We've been having a lot of fun. It's been great. She's been working from home very hard. I've just been hanging out. Just cruising, buddy. She loves it. It's a lot of fun. I'll just sit in the room and watch documentaries, so I have something to contribute to the relationship. I walked out the other day, and I was like, honey, did you know they're still paying reparations to people that were in the Holocaust? She's like, I'm in a very important meeting. I was like, all right, well. I probably think it's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, thanks for making all our money. I'll be letting go Mark Twain in here whenever you're done earning a living for us. It's been wild. It's funny. The things you find to fight about when you're trapped inside for you are incredible. We got in a fight, one of the biggest fights we got in was because she was mad at me for singing Cheeseburger in Paradise. Has anyone gotten in this specific fight? Great Jimmy Buffett song. And, I was just having a good time. I guess like the 8th time in the day you hear, I like mine with lettuce and tomatoes. She's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. She screamed at me. So you can't describe how you like your cheeseburger in paradise. Anyway, I'm just telling you about my life. It doesn't work. I love doing that. I'm having a lot of trouble talking to people again. Anyone else going through this? Huh? Over here. Go ahead. Yes. I forgot. Talk to people. Yeah. It's very weird. I went to a party the other day, and I was just bombing conversation after conversation. Just blowing it. I was going circle to circle, just not knowing anything. And I landed in one. Everyone's talking about Marvel movies. And I was like, all right, I might be able to do something here. And finally got to me. I was supposed to say something. And I was just like, I swear to God, I said, I heard Terrence Howard has a micro penis. Everyone was like, what? Why? I was like, he was in Iron Man, right? They're like, yeah, the first one. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, who's got a big old hog? Huey Lewis. They're like, all right, dude. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go stand in the bathroom for a while. That's my move when I'm bombing at a party. I just stand in the bathroom and look in the mirror and tell myself I'm an idiot. So I only know about celebrity penises, I guess. I don't mean to have. I guess I have a bit of a obsession. I don't know, but I feel like society put this obsession on me. We're just kind of given these appendages that kind of dictate our whole lives, and there's really nothing we can do about it. It's kind of fucked up. Like there's another friend of this party. She's dating in her 30s. She's like, yeah, so many men in their 30s have erectile dysfunction. It's disgusting. And I'm like, all right, well, your attitude isn't helping, ma'am. This energy you're bringing probably isn't making people feel comfortable. Nobody has any. She's not a very nice lady. Man, you have to get naked in front of a stranger who's in their 30s, been dating in New York City. Historically, anyone dating in their 30s in New York City has had many sexual partners. There's a lot of pressure. So, I don't think it's erectile dysfunction. It's an erectile defense mechanism. It's saying this isn't safe. Stay down, buddy. It's all right. People just judge. Remember big dick energy? That was a thing. That was like you could just tell, if a guy's cool, it means he's got a big dick. What the fuck is that? That's got nothing. Like you see a guy walking around like, oh, he's got a big old hog. You don't know that. Or you see a guy like, like, oh, he's got a tiny dick. This guy could be walking. You just be like, I actually lost my penis in a motorboat accident. And this guy's like, I got a huge dick. I'm just sneaky. You don't know. People make fun of it. If somebody sees somebody in like a big truck, they're like, he's probably compensating for something. Yeah, he probably is. All right. He feels bad about himself and he doesn't know how to deal with it. Okay. You see a guy in a big truck. This guy probably put his family in debt because he doesn't know how to express his emotions. You see someone in a big truck, you're like, oh, you making up for something, huh? If I see a guy in a big truck, I'm like, listen, buddy, I'm here if you need to talk. Right? I know we're not really socialized to express our emotions, but I'm here for you, buddy. Or like buildings, big build. People talk like, somebody built like a giant building. They're like, oh, that's a phallic symbol because he's making up for something. Yeah, so what? This guy went to school for 10 years and he built a fucking modern wonder of the world because his feelings were hurt. To be celebrated. The guy who built the Empire State Building, tiny penis, great man. My penis is average size. I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like I have to. It's a little longer, but a little skinnier. Anyway, what other than that? I hear that's what ladies like. Skinny, not weirdly skinny. Anyway, did I have any other jokes already? Did I have any other jokes? I wrote them here. Yeah. It's been with my wife and I. The first couple of months, we were really getting after it, boy. Really, porking, as the kids say. And then after a while, there's nothing sexy about being trapped inside, She just looks at me, shirtless on the couch, just eating cheese out of a tub. And she's like, I'm going to suck his dick. There's no way. I would not. I don't know why she would want to, but we did make love the other day. Thank you. Pretty cool. Didn't go great. One of us came early. Can you guess which one? It was me. Women can't come early. That's not right. That's no dude's ever been like, that's it? What the fuck? Move. Come on. So I came early. It happens sometimes. Usually she's cool with it. This time she was a little upset. She's all mad. She's like, you don't get it. You got the release. I'm all pent up. You got the release. I'm like, no, lady, you don't get it. Okay? Because when you come early, it's not a good come. All right? Not what you want. When you come when you're supposed to, it's like, say you really got to go to the bathroom, you get in your house, you get in there. What a relief, When you come early, it's like you put your key in the door and you shit your pants. It's like I was so close, and now everyone's mad at me. I've told you a lot about my penis. I didn't mean to talk about this so much. There's not really. I don't really have. There's only so many thoughts you can have when you're trapped inside for a year. All right. I'll close on one more joke that's also involves my penis, and I'm so sorry. I really need to expand my worldview. I've watched all these documentaries and learned nothing. But we watched every murder documentary there is. I know every person that's ever been murdered ever now. I know their birthdays, I know their heights, I know everything about them. We watched all these ones. We watched this one about the Atlanta child murders, which is very sad. If you don't know what that is, a bunch of kids were murdered in Atlanta in the 70s. And I'll try to make this funny, I promise. And they thought they had the culprit of this crime because they found this guy's semen at one of the burial sites. But it turns out this dude was beaten off in the woods. Just unrelated to the whole murder thing. And I was like, God damn, I've never related to somebody more. I was like, that's a situation I find myself in, right? That is a wacky situation, right? We've all beat off in the woods, right? Khaled?
You know it, baby. You know it.
You know, you got it. You can't be, you're driving your car. You're like, this baby ain't going to wait. You got to pull it over. Imagine you do something like that. And afterwards, you're just like, well, that wasn't my finest moment. I'm just going to go home with my family, forget this happened. But this guy was home with his wife and child. And then in the dead of night, the police ripped him out of his house. And he must have been like, well, this went much further than I expected. I thought I'd get a fine in the mail, maybe. I did not know this would be a possibility. That is so embarrassing. That's the most mortifying thing I could imagine. Imagine you get caught jerking off in the woods. If they brought me to the station, I would just admit to everything. I wouldn't listen to the charges. I'd just be so embarrassed. I'd be blind. They'd be like, whoa, Mr. Salingo. What were you doing in the woods earlier tonight? I'm like, listen, guys, I did it. I'm sorry. It's weird. I know. It was weird. I shouldn't have done it. They're like, oh, it was weird? It was weird? You sick bastard. How'd you do it, huh? I'm like, normal. Just like with my hand, They're like, with your bare hands, you sick son of a bitch. How can you sleep at night after killing all those kids? I'm like, well, that's a pretty conservative way to look at it, but they probably don't even work anyway, so it's fine. Anyway, that's my time, I believe, folks. You've learned a lot about me and my little avatar here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Give it up. Give it up for Casey. Casey, James, Salengo, everybody. Guys, that's been our show. Real quick, I really appreciate y'all coming tonight. We didn't know we were going to have a show, to be honest, but y'all came through. Thanks so much to everyone who's watched it on Twitch. Everyone watched it on Twitch. We need y'all on Twitch, but we also need y'all to come and watch with us. We want to hear your smiles and your laughter. We want to see y'all in the in the showroom. We'd love to have you. Do me a favor, go on Instagram and join, follow at The Comedy Ting, and make sure to support our next show. We would love to keep doing these even throughout the summer. Now I think people are getting back outside, but we love doing these digital shows. So much thanks to all of you, especially to Natalia, all the good folks at Metastore.tv putting this together. Everybody who came out tonight to support, thank y'all so much. It really makes us feel good to do comedy for people who really appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for the 70 people over on Twitch watching. We really appreciate you too. If you can, please go ahead and go on our Venmo at comedy-ting. Donate $1 if you have it. It helps out a great cause. We're going to make a big donation hopefully tomorrow morning or afternoon. Our next show is the first Tuesday of July. It's tentatively. So please support us. Thanks again. That's our show. Stick around in the showroom here, explore the different areas, and really explore the space. Have fun. Thank you so much again. Good night.
Thank you, Colin. Woo!